Okay, one thing would be nice. There was a thing that I did in one of my columns where I took a cluster of intervals and worked that against the scale. And I got quite a few emails on this. Some people who liked it and some people who said they were soaking their fingers because they never played such widespread chords before. So I can relate to all of it. Now, for example, thinking modally, let's look at the, and when I'm playing with a bass player, a lot of times when I chord things, I try to leave the 5th and 6th strings open a little bit. Not exclusively, but that's the bass player's turf. That's the bass player's territory. And if you step on the bass player's toes, it's going to get mad. So let's look at the C scale, for example. So we've got C Dorian, C major, D Dorian, E Phrygian, F Lydian, etc. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cluster on strings 4 and 3 a perfect fourth, which is E and A, and then B and G, which is a 6th. Let's go through each mode. So Jimmy's going to be the bass player. So first of all, let's hear it C Ionian or C major. Okay. So what I'm going to do, Jimmy's going to pedal the root, which is going to define the mode that we're in. So if he's pedaling quarter notes in C like this, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now all these clusters are C Ionian. Now if he goes to D, everything is D Dorian. Normally you'd hear a chord like this, or we'd play that. Now all this becomes D Dorian. And I'll just get a little more random with it, but I'm not changing any of the voicings. There's a Miles Davis composition, So What, which is D Dorian. So all this stuff which is a little more interesting than just playing that all the time, or that, or something like that. So this. Now if I want to go to Phrygian, if he goes to E, now everything is E Phrygian. Normally you'd hear this kind of sound. It's associated with a lot of Spanish music. So now all the voicings are E Phrygian, so I'll try to make it sound like that. Now it sounds like a whole different thing, right? Now if he goes up to F now it's F Lydian. Now if he goes up to G, it's Mixolydian, or G7th. Normally we play something like that, or this, right? G13th, or a G9th with the 13th. Now all these clusters live in G Mixolydian. No sharps, no flats. Kind of a nice thing to have to play on a blues. Now if he goes up to A minor, so now we're in A Aeolian, which is just an A natural minor scale. And normally we'd play A minor or A minor 7th. So now we got all this. And what I'm doing with each one of these modes is I'm trying to really define the sound of each one from the bass, you know, because the only purpose to learn modes is for improvisation. And the same thing applies to the copy. Every mode has a character and a sound that the ear has like a split second to identify with. So you want to be able to hear that. Now, the nice thing about this, if we're playing modally, what's the difference between C major and C melodic minor? E flat. So if I change any of my E's to E flat, everything becomes melodic minor. So then it's, so I mean, and that generates all the modes that are there. And same thing with harmonic minor. So you'd have E flat and A flat. You know, that kind of sound. It gets pretty cool. And you get those kind of sounding chords. You know, I mean, you got to work on it. It takes time, but it's.
Those are, it's a beautiful voicing. So like pianistic, like
exactly.
Herbie Hancock or Chicoria type of voicing.
And if you look at the guitar, all I did was I put a perfect fourth as a starting point on strings 4 and 3 in C major, which of course no sharps, no flats. Then open B to G is a sixth. And not every sixth is going to be major or minor. They're going to change. Most of the fourths will be perfect with the exception of this one. Because in C major, you don't have a B flat, you have a B natural. And I'm just running that up the scale. Everything moves up one scale tone. One thing I suggest when you practice stuff like this, and I should be sitting a little straighter too, is bring the thumb underneath so it elongates the fingers a little bit. Because if you bring this too far back, you're not near the stretches. I don't want anybody to get hurt here. It's not the object. We'll talk a little bit about modal playing. One of the best modes to start on when you're first getting involved in this is the Dorian mode. See, all these clusters are D Dorian. Too many people just pay attention to what the scale is. They'll have a scale written in a chord, and they're not really thinking about what the altered notes are. I may start here. That helps me to internalize the whole position.